Hey guys, let's get more news from Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Steelers have Deontay Johnson replacement in free agency. Deontay Johnson had a resurgent season with the Pittsburgh Steelers in 2023, but the team could look to sell high on a receiver with a hefty cap hit and sign his replacement in free agency. The Athletic's Mark Kaboly believes that, if the Steelers do opt to move on from Johnson, who is in the final year of a 2-year $36,710,000 contract, they could find his replacement in former Buffalo Bill, Gabe Davis. With Deontay Johnson's future in question past 2024, the Steelers have to be interested in a receiver at some point this offseason. Davis didn't take a leap in his fourth year as expected. His numbers stayed stagnant, as he managed only 45 catches, but 7 were touchdowns. He has at least 6 touchdowns in all 4 NFL seasons. The Steelers would save $10 million against the cap, but still shoulder $5,833,334 in dead cap money if they release Johnson, so the likely move would be a trade, given that he's still a productive player nearing his prime. Davis is a big play threat whose production took a small step back in 2023, but he still is averaging 6.75 touchdown receptions per season over his 4 years in the NFL. Davis caught 7 touchdown receptions last season, while the Steelers caught 13 as a team. Davis's rookie contract expires with the start of the new league year this month, and Spotrac.com estimates the former fourth-round pick is worth nearly $54.5 million over 4 years for an average of $13.6 million. Kaboly identifies him as a logical fit that addresses a need for the Steelers without breaking the bank. Kaboly pegged players like linebacker Patrick Queen, defensive tackle Christian Wilkins and center Connor Williams as luxury fits that would be perfect fits from the free agent pool, but cost the Steelers an arm and a leg to add. Charles Davis 2024 NFL Mock Draft 1.0, Giants turn to J.J. McCarthy as successor to Daniel Jones. We have another big piece of the draft puzzle to evaluate with the 2024 NFL Scouting Combine in the books, but the start of free agency will soon shake up the outlook again. I'm not including any trade projections in my first mock, although we know teams will make those deals as we get closer to draft day. I do have 5 quarterbacks coming off the board in the first round. That might surprise some people, but I won't be shocked if we see 6 go in round 1, including Washington's Michael Penix Jr. Get used to it, folks. You might think certain prospects are going higher than they should, but if teams these days have convictions about players, they are aggressive to go get them. Without further ado, here is my initial forecast for the first 32 picks. Williams has been regarded as the likely number 1 overall pick in 2024 for a long time. The Bears hit the reset button on offense and go all in with the former Trojans quarterback. We all seem very confident the Commanders will select a quarterback here. New head coach Dan Quinn's defensive background might tilt the pick to Daniels, the best dual-threat QB in the draft. His ability to make plays with his arm and legs drives DC's crazy. Under new management. As Maverick from Top Gun would say, don't think, just do. The Pats select their new QB right here. The Cardinals have made it clear that Kyler Murray is their QB. It's time to get him a true WR1. New GM Joe Hortiz could go in many directions with this pick, OT/TE/defense, but the Chargers can't pass on perhaps the best receiver available in O'Dunn's, whose work ethic is beyond outstanding. In a slight surprise, the Giants grab McCarthy to eventually start over again at QB. He might very well sit behind Daniel Jones in 2024 before getting the ball in 2025. The Titans tried to fill the left tackle spot with Andre Dillard in 2023, but the results were disastrous. Now they grab Alt to pair on the O-line with last year's very talented number 1 choice, Peter Skoronski. This will help QB, will Levis flourish. The best edge rusher in the draft, Turner also plays every down as if it's his last. The Falcons have struggled to rush the passer for too many seasons. Bears fans are in heaven. GM Ryan Poles delivers Caleb Williams at number 1 overall and then picks Neighbors, who plays with sustained intensity, and says he's the best WR in the draft. Bear down. The Jets take another swing at the OT position. Fuaga has the skills to start from day one. The Vikings boost the pass rush in hopes of overtaking Detroit and Green Bay in the division. This might be a surprise to some at number 12, but it's not a surprise that Broncos HC Sean Payton could be interested in a passer whose accuracy in his last 2 college seasons was reminiscent of Drew Brees. The best CB on the board heads to Las Vegas, and he'll get plenty of work right away, seeing how Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert are in the division. Of course, the Raiders might also be interested in moving up for one of the draft's top QBs. The Saints need to help Derek Carr fashion, with his nimble feet and power, projects to start immediately at left tackle. After an outstanding career in the MAC, Mitchell hit the national stage at the Senior Bowl and NFL scouting combine, and he lived up to the hype. He will fit right into coordinator Gus Bradley's defense. Power, push and effort from the interior is what this young man is all about. New head coach Mike McDonald will put him right to work as the Hawks begin a new era. When I watch Thomas play, I always come away feeling impressed and believing there's even more there for the NFL to tap into. The Jags give more help to QB Trevor Lawrence. The Bengals upgraded at left tackle last year via free agency, with Orlando Brown Jr. Now they address right tackle through the draft. Many evaluators believe Latham will prove to be the best of a deep bunch of OTs. Will Steelers show interest in bringing back Bud Dupree again? I bet there's a good chance you thought to yourself that I'm crazy before you clicked on this article. Why in the world would the Steelers reunite with Bud Dupree at this point? If you're asking that question, you probably asked the same question a year ago, but forgot. As a reminder, the Steelers visited with Dupree in 2023 after the Tennessee Titans released him. They failed to reach an agreement, but he had a solid season with the Atlanta Falcons, under Arthur Smith. He stayed healthy for the first time since 2019, logging 724 snaps with 6.5 sacks, 8 tackles for loss, 2 forced fumbles, and 3 passes defensed. Those stats are nearly identical to those of Alex Highsmith, who played nearly 200 more snaps. Granted, such a comparison completely lacks for nuance, but we're not talking about Dupree as a starter. We're talking about bringing him back as a strong third rusher. The real problem is that's not a problem anymore. The Steelers have Nick Herbig now, and chances are they can re-sign Marcus Golden for less money. Golden produced more on a per-snap basis, but his limited sample size often proved deceptive. Dupree signed a 1-year contract worth roughly $3 million last season, most of which came guaranteed. While he didn't put up gaudy sack numbers, he played solidly, but at 31 is he still set on starting? He knows TJ Watt and Highsmith, so I don't imagine any animosity over playing time within the room. But it's fair to ask the simple question, is Golden better than Dupree? Both come with injury warnings, but Golden signed for less last year. Both had bounce-back seasons of sorts. Notably, Golden was still a full-time starter in 2022 before ending up on a 1-year, veteran salary benefit deal. He is set to turn 33 years old. Where is the market for these fringe but potentially productive 30-something 3 to 4 outside linebackers? And what are the Steelers paying for them when they already have Herbig? The Steelers' 2023 season has been put out of its misery, ending as so many have before in recent years, a disappointing, blowout playoff loss. The only change-up lately is when they miss the playoffs altogether. But with the Buffalo Bills stamping them out in the wild-card round, they have another long offseason ahead. The biggest question hanging over the team is the quarterback question. Is Kenny Pickett the guy? Will he get another season's reprieve without a serious challenge? How will the team address? Do they re-sign Mason Rudolph, one of few significant unrestricted free agents? And you fan, what do you think of the Bud Dupree situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.